doing the music. Yeah, you started running. I used to think she did it, but she did it only like 2
Technically, they're not even supposed to be on the ice yet. Test. Thanks a lot. Bye. Thanks, bye.
And then Mike, I just pressed the old Canada, right? When it's time.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Frantic.
Test, test, test. Test, test, test. much.
There you go. Yeah, we just got our bank account this week, so that's why the big delay. Oh, yeah, we just got it. So thank you. Thank you. I did a whole bunch. I was up till 2 o'clock this morning trying to build graphics for the girls, and I didn't build them the right size, so I have to do it again. Crap. Yeah, but I did do introductory ones though. So if I have the starting lineup, which I don't have. So if I wanted to though, for example, I could load in, let's just say we pick her. What's it doing? Still loading them up. Basically they have the player, well, the green screen stuff I did. Yeah. So I converted that into this.
I like that fire thing you have at the start with the explosion.
Yeah, actually that's something I need to put in on this one. Let me see here. Stream 1, graphics, logos. Where are we here? I don't have them for today. Oh, I spent too much time last night and didn't do it today. Let's see here. St. Albert, Lloyd. I don't have the one for the Raiders. Do I? I do, right there. Maybe they're already in the project? Is that what it is? This is an Apple, yeah. That's the Sling Studio?
Yeah.
So I'm just controlling the Sling Studio from here.
Do you use the Apple, all that photo stuff that they have for filmmaking?
I have a couple more machines at home that I use. Why can't I use this?
Like, kind of like this. And then I did a bit of filming.
Why can't I do that? It's not letting me do it. Oh, I know. I know what it is. It's over here. It's not a graphic. It's a video clip. So I need to go here in videos. There we go. Now I can bring it in. See? So I just add this to the project. Now I can just add her in. That would be awesome, actually. So you just do like this, right? You just, there it is.
Oh, that's cool.
Test 1, 2, 3.
awesome.
These aren't yours.
No, just these here. I've got the rosters for today, and I've also got I have to produce these for each game as well. So this keep track of goals and assists by the team, so that we can announce rec tracks, and then I also keep track of penalties. And then I have this for the roster. And then I got a second microphone for when we have a color guy. Unfortunately, Brad couldn't come today.
Okay. Didn't have the paper, so I just put it down on my phone if you wanna. So Sully, Geyser, on G it's gonna be Evan and Neff.
Okay, so who is it? Sully? What number are they?
Siobhan Sullivan.
I need the numbers.
Right here, Siobhan 14.
Okay, so just put a star beside it, then I can find that easily too. Thank you. Where is it here? Oh no, they're not in order. Where's 14? Where is it? I know I did here last night. I know that. Where are they? I'm missing some. Oh, I'm missing them. They should be on here. Did it not come across? Not that one. Oh, we'll have to do it for next game because it didn't come across. Damn it. It would have been good, but yeah, see, I have McEwen. And who else is it? Number 9, Peyton Evans. Number 9. Right there, I have that one too. And number 1. I know I got both goalies. There she is, La Jeunesse. Okay, and then who else?
Sarah Geyser.
Geyser.
Number 29.
Right there. Okay, and who else?
19, Emma Neff.
Okay, there's Emma.
You got Julia McEwen.
I have McEwen, yeah.
And then
Just Chauvin Sullivan,
that's the only one
Siobhan.
we're missing.
Yeah, just Siobhan I don't have.
The other 6 or the other 5. So
Alright.
you got Kate Evans, Siobhan, Julia, Emma Neff, and then Sarah Geyser. Do you have Nelson twice? I see Nelson here and then Sarah again.
I did do hers twice because there was a problem with her original one.
That's her up there.
That's Neff. Okay, well that's it. That's all I have. Okay, so all I do here, for example, is I remove her from the project. Remove clip. And I'll just, so let me see here. So who is it? Sophie. I usually go Sophie last. So Peyton Evans. And then Siobhan?
Yeah, Siobhan.
Siobhan, and then Julia. And then 19 MNF. Come on. It won't let me add them. To do this properly, I need to have the lineup before the game so I can merge them into one video file. It's only letting me add two. My old software let me add them all that I want, but this one caps me at two. So I'll need to see if the coaches can do that for me in the future, just the night before, give me the starting lineup.
You need them a day before.
Just the night before at least, so I can actually, I'll just take all these files and merge them into one video file and then stick them in, right? Then that'll let them all work. Okay. But
You want me to do the colors?
we need someone operating the camera though.
Yeah, I could both at the same time. Yeah, that would be kind of tricky.
That would be very tricky.
Well, there is another lady coming to do camera. Is she going to do a handheld with an app? Is that what you wanted?
Well, in the end, if you want to do color, we can just get her to do that. Yeah.
He's stuck in traffic, so I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the Canadian National Anthem. Harley did. Whoa. All right, ladies and gentlemen, stand by. Had a little bit of a sound problem going on there. Just see if I can fix that. All right, so we got things relatively going again here. We'll just see how things pan out. Fire versus the Rocky Mountain Raiders again today. Raiders in the Fire zone. Shot opposite side, wide open corner. Didn't get through. All right, so that's a bit better. So, Fire in their own zone. That's in goal today is number 1, Sophie Lajeunesse. Joining her is number 9, Peyton Evans on the first line. And then we have Siobhan Sullivan, Julia McEwen, Emma Neff, and Sarah Geiser as the starting lineup for the Fire today. Test. That's better. All right. Face-off coming down to the Raiders zone. .1904 here in the first period. That's Raiders number 11, Genesee Williams, coming up the left side here into the Fire zone, being watched by 3 Fire players. It's Kitchen, and I can't really see the others to stand by. All right, Fire defenseman, that's number 9. Peyton Evans puts it cross ice over to Bolger. Bolger puts it up into the Raiders zone, just inside the blue line, held there by Emily Straw. Straw wins the battle on the boards, puts it in behind the Raiders net, goes up to the neutral zone now. Waiting for it was the Raiders, it looks like number 8, that's Welby. McKenna Welby coming in alone. Nice move by Straw, backhand there by Norrie. Norrie gets the loose puck. That's Dylan Norrie, gets the Fire on the markers here at 18:06 of the first period. First shot on goal, first goal, as the Fire now lead 1-0 over the Rocky Mountain Raiders. So the Raiders number 20, that's Isabella Pettenchan in the corner, dumps it behind the Fire net. Over the opposite side to get it now is Bolger. Bolger looking for an outlet. She's got the forecheck there. Again, that's Pettenchan coming in close to stripper of the puck, and she's now got it on the ringette line. Shot through traffic, can't get past Peyton Evans, who blocked it. And going into the corner to retrieve it for the Fire is number 11, McKinley Nelson. Nelson puts it around the boards and up through the neutral zone. Coach calling for a change as both teams trying to make a change. The penalized player, that was Emma Neff, is now back on the ice. Both teams at full strength, as they had both teams at a penalty there for a minute.
Yeah, I know.
Right off the whistle?
Yeah, first shift, yeah. And then during the penalty kill, the Okotoks got a penalty. Same time.
I didn't even announce that. I didn't know what happened. studio capture.
Okay.
It's a Shaw Open one. If for you to broadcast, it's just it's Fire Stream, and the password to that will you need to download the app first because it's not on the network. It's not on the internet. It's not a private network. So download the app first, and then when you have it, connect to Fire Stream, and the password is Calgary Fire. Capital C, capital F with a 1 instead of the I.
What was it called again?
Sling Studio Capture. Where'd my pen go? Just needs the zoom once in a while. All right, folks. Sorry, we've been just getting some administrative stuff done in the box here, so hopefully you've been enjoying the game so far. 14:43 here, the first period. We've already had a penalty for each team, and we've had a goal for the Fire. Shots 3-1 for the Raiders, as the Raiders are deep in the Fire zone, which has been kind of typical for most of this first period. Fire now behind their own net as they try and come up. That was Peyton Evans, dumped into the zone and chipped in by Ella Kitchen. Ruled this side of the center line, though, so that will be icing against the Fire, bringing the faceoff back down to their zone. Face off to the right of Sophie Lajeunesse as the Fire withstand another attack from the Raiders. Raiders taking the face off here. That's number 9, Sydney Benko, going up against McKinley Nelson. Around behind the net now as we got Lauren Junker going up ice. The forward had a stick check at the blue line, so that really should not have been icing, but it is. Back it comes to the Fire zone at 14:01 of the first period. She was denied the ability to play that. She shouldn't have been icing. All right, face off in the Fire zone to the left of Lajeunesse. Nice job there by Nelson to hold the puck, just to keep it out of play with her skate for a moment to give her team the chance to try and clear it. Got a shot anyway to the left side. Played in behind the net by the Raiders as the opposite side. We got the Fire's Grace Crooks plays it around the board. Not out. Stopped at the point was Emily Straw as the Raiders number 9, that's Sydney Benko again with the puck in the corner trying to do a recycle. She gets it up to the top of the ring line. Shot through traffic on the chest protector of Lajeunesse as the Fire do clear it into the zone. And it's going to go all the way down the ice again for yet another icing against the Fire. 13:24 as the Fire trying to relieve the pressure early on against this Raider team. Offside the call as the faceoff will come outside the Fire zone. Shots again, 5-1 for the Raiders. The Fire leading with their first shot getting in the net. Faceoff just outside the Fire zone. Yakachuk comes up with it. She comes across center line, being watched by Wilcher. She goes across. She's got Nori in the slot again. Nori already having one on the goal today so far. Up to the point, but not out, as Sierra LaPlante challenged there by the Raiders. I can't tell the number. I think it's 17, which would make it Kaya Borbindy. Oh, that was actually 15, who is not on my list. Perfect. Okay, so as we continue, ice the Fire once again ice the puck, and it'll be a face-off back in the Fire zone to the left of Sophie Lajeunesse. Face-off won by Callie Clouston as the Raiders have it, but they do a bit of a turnover. Siobhan Sullivan gets it, but they stripped of it at the Raiders' blue line. Dumping it in as a nice call is going to be against the Raiders. As the back linesman seeing the puck release before the center line. And we move on. Face off won by the Fire. Back to the point. MNF decides to play it into the corner. Back there to play it for the Fire was Sarah Geiser. Gets it over to Sullivan. Sullivan dumps it back to the point, and MNF gets a shot on net, but it goes to play it over to the right corner. Sorry, folks, I'm a bit behind the play here as Sullivan's got it now. She's being challenged by McKenna Welby. Welby's battling it. Sullivan has support now from Sarah Geiser. Geiser getting cross-checked really by Callie Clouston. Eventually the Raider come up with it, come out of the zone, across the center line, go and dump it into the Fire zone, into play. It's Clouston. Battle for the puck on the corner, and eventually the Fire get it out. Forward gets over to Sarah Geiser. Geiser's going down, battling for it into the corner, being watched and tied up there by Genesee Williams. Thank you. So as long as you can see this, it'll see you. All right, Fire get the puck deep into the Raiders zone. In there to get it is Jennifer Shaw. Jennifer Shaw being watched by Alicia Santos. Madeline Noonan centering pass to Bolger. Bolger coming in, but she was stopped nicely there by Benko. Good job by Madeline Noonan, though, to stop the puck at the blue line. She couldn't get her feet. Looks like she has no edge. Borbity comes up with it, comes in close. Beautiful save. Huge save by Sophie Lajeunesse, because it keeps the chances for the Raiders at bay as Raiders came in on a breakaway. Trotter, a shot from the point, gets into traffic. Lajeunesse can't find the puck, can't cover it. As long as the referee sees it, he's not going to blow it down. And now we have a, I'm not sure what the call is there. He's actually indicating it might be a penalty shot. We'll wait and see what happens here. It is indeed going to be a penalty shot. Oh, come on. Come on. The guy in the box never calls me. Come on, I need to know what it is. Yeah, but I need to announce it. Big save there by Lajeunesse. Fire getting the puck in zone, coming close. Yakachuk, rebound shot there. Nice save by the Raiders goaltender. Some pushing and shoving going on as they didn't like Dylan Norrie being on their doorstep. In goal for the Raiders today, number 31, Hallie Lawrence. Nice save there with some pressure. 9:42 of the first period. Shots on goal 7-4 in favor of the Raiders. The Fire picking up the heat though is a nice shot through traffic. Again, nice save there by Lawrence as she plays it into the corner. Battling for it in the corner is Dylan Norrie against Sydney Trotter. Trying to dig it out with support. Eventually getting it out is number 12 for the Fire, Megan Yakachuk, to the point. Looking to move it around is Evans. Evans with a shot through traffic. Look at the rebound in front again. Nice big rebound, juicy rebound there for the Fire's Kylie Hassenfratz. Penalty coming up against the Fire though. MNF touches it, and that will be a penalty against the Fire for a slash.
Thank you.
Calgary Fire penalty to number 6, Kylie Hassenfratz. 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 9:08. Hassenfratz for slashing at 9:08.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Hopefully less next period.
All right, there we go, folks. We're back in with the Fire back in their own zone. Raiders putting pressure on again. Centering pass gets out past the arms of number 5, Jocelyn Ellett. Sorry, that's Abby Barbandy. And she goes back, being pressured there by number 14, Siobhan Sullivan. Great pressure from Sarah Geyser for the Fire in deep, with Kaya Barbandy eventually coming up with it, putting it up in the neutral zone. But Sierra LaPlante gets it, and eventually dumping it back in is Jennifer Shaw for the Fire. Abby Barbandy goes up. Nice pass, breaking in the right side. Backhanded shot, saved by Sophie Lajeunesse, though, as they had to be careful because coming in the right side was number 9 for the Raiders, Sydney Benko. Nice backhand as she came in. Couldn't quite get it high enough, but Sophie was able to track it and stop it nonetheless. Raiders coming out of their own zone one more time here, coming across center. Coming across there that's Callie Clouston. Eventually getting to stage right, or stage left for Lajeunesse is on her right as the Raiders come along the boards. Cross ice pass gets to City Trotter. Trot through traffic. They can't find the loose puck again. Seems to be the story of today, both ends, is that puck's coming loose, spitting out to the point. Eventually coming up with it was Santos, and getting a rebound in front for the Raiders as sprawling Lajeunesse not able to keep up with all those shots, as the Raiders will now tie it at 1-1 at 6:10 of the first period. they do that? That cancels out the penalty. Raiders goal scored by number 9, Sydney Benko. Assisted by number 17, Kaya Borbandi. Time of the goal, 7:08. Benko from Borbandi at 7:08. Calgary Fire penalty to number 25, Sierra LaPlante. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 7:08. LaPlante for cross-checking at 7:08. All right. Busy, busy, busy. Big save there by Hallie Lawrence. There's a Fire coming in for a late period chance, shorthanded. The Raiders will get caught for icing on the power play with 5:31 left in this first period. 24 seconds remaining in the penalty. That doesn't make sense. That stoppage of play was 6:10, not 7:08. They recorded that wrong. Raiders in their own zone. The assistant captain, that's number 12, Sydney Trotter, gets it into the neutral zone, but there to pick it up was Grace Crooks. In to support her is number 18, Ella Kitchen. Here comes Clouston for the Raiders across the blue line. She's got Benko in support with, I can't tell who's in front. It's their captain, number 12, Sydney Trotter. As the Raiders once again trying to benefit from the penalty. 1 second left in it as Sierra LaPlante is now back on the ice. Shot through traffic, seen by Sophie Lajeunesse. As Abby Borbandi now is Abby Borbandi trying to play it. As Sierra LaPlante's got it now. She's coming for a rush as they're trying to catch the Raiders on the change. She's being watched and steered to the corner by number 6, Jocelyn Elliott. In the neutral zone, the Fire's Yakachuk eventually comes up with it, can't handle it. It bobbles off her stick as they try and battle for it in the neutral zone now. And it stays here, a game of ping pong between the teams as Elliott's got it, being watched by Hassenfratz. Hassenfratz doing quite a hook on her, no call on the play, as the Raiders now in the Fire zone, but back to play it behind her own net is number 9. That's Peyton Evans for the Fire. Dumps it into the neutral zone, back to play it for the Raiders is Sydney Trotter, getting lots of ice time in this first period. As now Dylan Norries are there for the Fire to try and intercept and play it. She gets it over to Grace Crooks, but they couldn't get a shot away as now they cycle back into the corner. In through the neutral zone. Bolger's there with a nice job by McKenna Bolger to stop that forward attack here. As the Raiders now come up and chip into the zone by Hassenfratz, goes right on net, stopped by Hallie Lawrence for a face-off at 3:42 the first period. Face off to the left of Haley Lawrence. Raiders win that, come up through the neutral zone. On the attack is number 15 for the Raiders. Again, I have no name for that one person, unfortunately. Must be an affiliate. We'll find out for you as soon as we can who that's playing today. As Lauren Yonker tries to get in the neutral zone, eventually gets it there as Siobhan Sullivan. Sullivan comes over the center ice line. She gets it over to McEwen. McEwen tries to play it back, but goes out. Sullivan couldn't reach that as it was bouncing high off the ice. Battle for it on the blue. Bringing it back in the zone was the Raiders, but they eventually played it across ice and down ice. Not far enough to be icing. Going back to play it is Lauren Junker. Junker's got it behind her own net. Being challenged there by the affiliate, number 15, as she tries to center it in the slot was Kaya Borbandy. Not able to quite get a hold of it as Santos, already won with 1 assist today, puts the shot forward over to her defensive partner. The Raiders now cycling comes into the slot as, wow, good chance there for number 14, Kiana McKibben. Playing along the boards, McKibben, nice backhand pass to Sydney Benko. Benko battling for it in the ringette, in the circle, as she brings down the Fire's Julia McEwen. In the neutral zone and dumping it in is Emily Straw. She can't get it through traffic though, as here comes Trotter. That's Kaya Borbandy, goes opposite side over to 14, McKibben. Battle for it to the right of Lawrence. Bringing it through the neutral zone now is the Raiders once again. That's number 23, this time Asha Cayley. Dumps it into the zone. Back to play it for the Fire was number 11, McKinley Nelson. Abby Borbandy once again gets access at center ice and dumps it in. 1 minute 35 left in the first period. Coming across center ice is Nelson. She's got Shaw and Kitchen in support. Offside though. Not playing it was Shaw on purpose. Good job there as they back to play it now for the Fires. Evans in her own zone. She's cross ice to Neff. Neff goes up ice, intended for a stretch pass, looking for Nelson. Couldn't get it through though, as the Raiders get into the zone, but again are repelled by the Fire. With 1 minute and 7 seconds left in this first period, both teams tied at 1. Battle on the boards. Fire come up with it. Centering pass. There goes to Geyser. Neff can't handle the deflection. Goes back into the boards again as the board battle ensues. In behind the net, Noonan can't quite retain it as she's coming up against Callie Clouston. That's number 18. That's Ella Kitchen for the Fire. As now the Raiders regain possession, put her on the opposite side. Jumping in to cut off the egress was Peyton Evans. Peyton Evans now along the boards. That was Madeline Noonan, plays it far side to MNF. MNF being watched by 2 Raiders. Tries to dump it into the corner. Around behind, in front, great chance there was Peyton Evans, but now Dylan Norrie's got it and she's trying to come in and she's shifted the puck by Noonan. Noonan and Norrie play a bit of ping pong, goes opposite side the net. He's going to try and shoot through traffic. Nice block there by number 12, Sydney Trotter for the Raiders though. Goes opposite side now where Peyton Evans has it one more time, and that'll do the time will expire in the first period. A shot total of 13-9 for the Raiders. Actually 13-10, they just corrected it. Both teams tied at 1, and we will take a break now. Leave you live streaming, but we will see you at the start of the second period. okay there with you?
Yep.
Awesome. I'm gonna take a quick bio break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your fire. For second period action, your Calgary Fire! All right, back in action here, folks. As the Raiders are behind their own net, looking to egress. That's Elliott, gets across the blue, being watched by McKinley Nelson. Been behind the net. McKinley Nelson there to play it up the boards. Gets to Grace Crooks. Grace Crooks is coming on the blue, but she's challenged right away by Kaya Borbandy. Back at zone, played across ice as Sierra LaPlante now tries to feed to McKinley Nelson, chipped away by Kaya Borbandy as the Raiders are in behind their own net once again with the Fire in the corner. Looking at the puck out, D to D. Sierra LaPlante goes to Bailey Fiala, loses the handle on it, dumps it in offside temporarily as the Fire now clear and retreat back into the zone. The plant opts the far side to Fiala. Fiala goes up and chipping it in is Nelson. Broken stick on the play as Calgary's number 21, Bailey Fiala, comes back off the ice. Dylan Norrie plays it back to MNF. MNF looking for some time and space as she plays in the neutral zone. Calling it for it was Yakachuk. Yakachuk's got support near side with Hassenfratz. Yakachuk being muscled off the puck, but eventually winning the puck battle there is number 20, Isabel Pettenchand. Battle on the far boards. Coming up with it is the Raiders. Raiders coming and centering ice to Pettenchand. Pettenchand comes across the blue as the Raiders make a change. In the corner is Evans. MNF stopping that centering pass and gets it over to the far side to Norrie. Norrie is now centering to far side this side to Megan Yakachuk. She's got an open Hassenfratz in the slot. Couldn't capitalize on it though as she came in close. Face-off coming back down to the Raiders zone as the linesman clearing the broken stick from the ice. 17:30 left in this second period. 13-10 shots in favor of the Raiders. Both teams tied at 1. Face-off won by the Fire. Going far side is Sarah Geyser. Siobhan Sullivan tied up by the Raiders right away, but Sullivan's got it. Actually, Geyser, a nice shot, a bright pad save by Haley Lawrence. As a Fire battle for it in the corner once again, being muscled off the puck, tossed off the puck really by the Raiders. As they come up with the puck now, is backhand shot by Geyser goes wide. Battling for it and behind the net for the Fire is number 16, Julia McEwen. The Raiders will dump it down ice, and this will be icing against the Raiders, bringing the puck all the way back to the Raiders' zone at 16:53 of the second period. Face-off won by the Raiders in behind their own net as Genesee Williams passes it back, but battling for it there is Abby Borbandy. She puts it up the boards. They get out of the zone. Coming up the ice now is number 15. She's being watched by Noonan. Noonan comes up with the puck, puts it around behind her net. Sierra LaPlante's got it. She's looking for an egress. Tries to pass it up to Kitchen. Eventually makes it to Noonan, though. Noonan loses her wheels just outside the blue as Sierra LaPlante's there to cover. Coming back to the fire, the Raiders blue was number 15, Emily Straw. She was trapped in deep. Raiders now in the zone. Shot goes into the equipment of Sierra LaPlante. Madeline Noonan now centering pass for Emily Straw. Straw's watched by Benko. Near side, Bailey Fiala's got it with a new stick as she's backhands it into the zone. In to get it is Madeline Noonan with support from Emily Straw for the fire. Around the boards and out as the far side, Benko's got it. She intends to chip it there for Borbindy. Borbindy offside. A nice challenge there by, I think that's Emma Neff. No, Peyton Evans for the fire. 15:53 of the second period. Both teams tied at 1. Puck played around the boards. Not out, though, as the Raiders battle for it along the boards in the fire zone. Coming up with it is number 14, McKibben, I should say. Kiana McKibben. As Sydney Trotter's got it at the point, puts it back to McKibben. She can't quite handle it. MNF gets there first and puts it to Nelson. Nelson backhands it to the center. Emily Straw does a nice reverse pass to Grace Crooks, who comes across the blue. She's challenged right away and stripped to the puck by Kaya Borbindy. Plays it up ice as the Raiders come the opposite way. Here comes Sydney Benko. She gets in close. Rebound shot there on the doorstep was number 14, Kiana McKibben, as she finds the loose puck and puts it home behind La Jeunesse, unable to contain the rebound. She didn't have a lot of defensive support there to clear that puck away. 15-13 of this second period finds the Raiders up by 1.
Push your button. There's a button in your receiver. You need to push it to talk to me. That's better. Talk to. 14-17 or 15-13. Thank you.
Raiders goal scored by number 14, Kiana McKibben, assisted by number 9, Sydney Benko, and number 17, Kaya Borbindy. Time of the goal, 15-13. McKibben from Benko and Borbindy at 15-13. Well, the Fire find themselves down by 1 as they look to clear the zone. In the Raiders zone, I should say. Raiders get out of there trying to clear their zone. That's number 16. Can't be. 16 is not supposed to be playing today. We'll see what number that is. That's 18. There we go. That's Kaylee Croson. She does a nice move around Bailey Fiala, but finding the loose puck was Sophie Lajeunesse, who puts it on ice for 13:33 the second. The Raiders now up by 1 over the Fire. Test. There we go. All right, so the Raiders Fire in the Raiders zone, going back behind the Raiders net is number 19, MNF. She's got support there. At the point is Peyton Evans. The Raiders go far side. Back to chase it is Grace Crooks as MNF runs interference. Straight path, so no call required. as Kitchen loses the battle, but Neff's got it on the blue. She loses the blue battle to the Raiders number 19. Alicia Santos comes in center, cross ice pass, gets to Kaya Barbandy, can't quite put it home. There's a nice save there by Sophie Lajeunesse. Raiders up in shots, 19-12 now, getting lots of chances as the Fire defense breaking down a little bit, not able to keep the front of the house clean. That's Kiana McKibben now with the puck in the corner, plays it up ice. M&F gets across the blue. Shot goes into the equipment of Bormandy. That's Abby Bormandy for the Raiders as she turns and comes up over the blue. Being watched there by Emily Straw. She flips it high and into the zone and goes for the change. The Raiders making a complete change while the Fire behind their own net. McKenna Bulger puts it up to number 6, Kylie Hassenfratz. That's Neff stopping the centering pass from Trotter. As breaking free now, this is Hassenfratz. She's in behind the defense. She's being watched and being harassed from behind. As a close-in chance, she goes hard into the boards. The referee calling that a hold. Not really understanding when the player's behind you. It's the definition of a penalty shot. But Hassenfratz slow to get up as she heads back to the box. Raiders penalty to number 20, Isabel Pettenshand. 2 minutes for holding. Time of the penalty, 11:48. Pettenshand for holding at 11:48.
Something wrong with the microphone today. Yeah, it's distorted.
Kate, I can't believe this. I have to run the microphone. Hi, sorry, bathroom break.
18 from 11 and 14 at 9:58. Thank you.
Calgary goal, scored by number 18, Ella Kitchen. Assisted by number 11, McKinley Nelson. And number 14, Siobhan Sullivan. Time of the goal, 9:58. Kitchen from Nelson and Sullivan at 9:58. Calgary Fire penalty to number 25, Sierra LaPlante. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 9:20. LaPlante for tripping at 9:20. It's a busy game. All right, folks. Let's see here. Sorry, folks. Really trying to work on the distortion to see if we can get you some better sound, better audio levels here. So the Fire find themselves on a penalty kill here at 8:07 left in the second period. 46 seconds left in that penalty. As the Fire have now tied it with the Raiders 2-2. Raiders nice centering pass there intended for Abby Borbandy, not able to connect though, as the pass goes wild and back down to the Raiders zone. That better? Hopefully. There we go. So the Raiders coming through the neutral zone now. Coming across the blue line is number 9, Sydney Benko. In front there, making a pain of herself, and as she should. It's the Raiders. Can't tell the numbers on their jerseys. They're too crunched up in their pants. It looks like number 10. Yes, it is. It's number 10, Raquel Ingram for the Raiders. Deep in the zone, pinching in is Bailey Fiala. She's assisted there by Grace Crooks. That's doing a reversal for the Raiders as Genesee Williams tries to bring the puck back out of the zone. Cross ice pass, Fiala to Neff. Neff puts it up off the boards. And it's ruled offside though, so the faceoff will come outside the Raiders zone. With 6:37 left to go in the second period, 15-20 is the shots in favor of the Raiders. Face off won by the Fire, goes back to their defense as Peyton Evans played it across. Now the Raiders come the opposite way as they're coming across the blue. 3-on-3 centering pass there. Big, huge rebound from Sophie Lajeunesse that time, unfortunately. As Santos got it at the point, she played it back into the corner. The Raiders keeping the pressure on in the Fire zone. That's Raiders number 2. That's Madison Pitt, who's the affiliate player today. Breaking free, Madeline Noonan getting in behind the defense, being chased there by Alicia Santos. She gets the puck deep in the Raiders zone, tries to cycle, does go across the top of the ring line. Shot from the top of the other side. Peyton Evans gets a shot off, but it's kind of weak and wild. Coming the opposite way as the Raiders, and it ends up being offside just inside the Raiders blue, so that'll be a face-off. The head ref having a bit of a learning lesson for the Calgary coaching staff as they thought there was a penalty being called, and he was letting them know that no, it's an offside call. The referee saw it though. The linesman didn't call that, so the referee can and did. The arm does not go up because he's got those red things on his arm, or that would be a penalty, which it is not. Now the Raiders come the opposite way. This is Kylie Hasenfratz coming across the blue as a Fire gets into the Raiders zone. Stripped of the puck by Abby Borbandy. In behind the Raiders net, though, was Dylan Norrie. Does a good job coming up that puck, and she's outside the circle at the hash marks. Plays it into the corner. Expected to get there for Hasenfratz. Couldn't get it there. Chipped by Norrie toward Yakichuk. Norrie's got it again, looking for a second one. Oh, deflected just high and over the net as Haley Lawrence was a bit out of position on the right side. Shot through traffic, stopped by the center of the Raiders. Back to play the Fire zone as Bolger being watched there by looks like number 19, I don't think so. We'll see. It'd be nice if their numbers actually were more legible. As the Raiders now get stripped of the puck and bring it out the fire zone is Lauren Junker. Junker comes across the blue. She's got Siobhan Sullivan. Gets it to Sarah Geyser, though. As Geyser's got it inside the blue. They can't keep it in the zone. They come into the neutral zone. Being watched there by Sierra LaPlante. The Fire come the opposite way. Dump it back in the zone now with Sarah Geyser chasing Kaya Borbindi in behind her own net. Fire in the neutral zone. Bailey Fiala trying to turn away from the attack of the Raiders. Benko. There's going to be a penalty here, though. Looks like it's going to be a holding call, and it's going to go against Benko. So the Fire will be on the power play one more time here. Late edition. We didn't have it on our sheet up here. Great, thank you. Bye. Okay, Raiders penalty to number 9, Sydney Benko. 2 minutes for holding. Time of the penalty, 4:11. Benko for holding at 4:11. Fire clearing pass to Jennifer Shaw. Jennifer Shaw's got it over into the Raiders zone. Puts it to the point to Nelson. Nelson's going across the top of the ring-out line. She's going to try to shoot through traffic, but it goes off the skate of Genesee Williams. Back into the neutral zone comes Peyton Evans for the Fire. 2:42 left in the period. 30 seconds left in that penalty to Benko. As Peyton Evans trying to gain some more time and space with the Raiders putting some forecheck unforced errors on the Fire here right now, late in the second, as they're taking their time to reorganize and come out. 16 seconds now left in that penalty. The power play is being thwarted by the Raiders. Is now the forecheck pressure by Kaya Borbindi coming in on MNF. MNF being pursued all the way through, and she brings MNF down. No penalty call there. Penalty expired. Both teams at 5 players, two each apiece at 2:05 left in the second period. Foot race now toward the Raiders zone as the puck comes back down there. Stopped by Haley Lawrence, who decides the incoming, can't see the number of the Fire. The forward of the Fire, anyway, is going to have a better chance of getting that shot off. 157 of the second period. 21-16 shots in favor of the Raiders now, as the teams are both tied at 2. Bolger back to Junker. Junker's going to look for through traffic. Kind of a poor choice there as Dylan Norrie was there, but the Raiders had that lane cut off by number 23, Asha Cayley. Dylan Norrie, far side now, unable to handle the pass. Elliott being watching her. Is back to the point. Bolger takes a shot, goes into the skates of Yakachuk. Yakachuk turns and fires, but out to cover it is Haley Lawrence. As once again, she determines it's time to stop the play with 1:26 to go in this second period. Fire deep in the Raiders zone as time's running down. 1 minute, 10 seconds left in this first period. soon as it hits 1 minute, that's the announcement to let them know there's 60 seconds left to go. All right, Gazer's taking the face-off now to the right of Haley Lawrence. Raiders win that face-off in behind their own net now with a minute left to go in the second period. The Raiders have possession in the corner, looking to get it out of there. They go around the far side as Benko's now on the ice, and she's getting past Bailey Fiala. Fiala blocks off regress route as the Raiders number 4, looks like 14, Kiana McKibben, in behind the fire net, being with Sierra LaPlante now in pursuit with Benko. Benko comes up with the puck. Collision there to the corner as now Kaya Borbindy puts the puck over to our opposite defensive point. Can't quite contain the pass. The puck goes into the corner, though, with 30 seconds left to go. Far boards, we got number 16 for the Fire, Julia McEwen. Losing the puck in her feet allows the Raiders to come up with it. Shot from a bad angle as it goes to the far side. Trotter coming off the bench. Shot from another sharp angle as this time La Jeunesse decides to hold it with 14.9 seconds left to go in the second period. Face off to the left of La Jeunesse. No real winner there as the puck went straight across the hash marks, and the battle for it just ensues on the boards. Coming out with it is the Raiders. Centering pass off a bad angle. Wow, a deflection from the back corner. Chipped off, I think it chipped off the paddle of La Jeunesse, and she wasn't expecting that, and it basically just bounced up high and over her and went in behind her, over her shoulder. So the Raiders finding themselves up by 1 at the last 3.7 seconds of this second period. Hello. Hi. Number 15 alone, that's Haley Eason. Great, thank you. Raiders goal scored by number 15, Haley Eason. Time of the goal, 3.7 seconds. Haley Eason at 3.7 seconds for the Raiders. My goodness. I gotta stop drinking so much tea in the morning.
They don't have a penalty right now, do they? That must be left on there. Whether they got it off now. Stairwell and warm up a bit.
I like that, Mike. I like the easy listening between periods. And I like the easy listening between periods.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm missing the whole game. I can't even see. They're gonna get someone else to do the camera because I'm gonna do play-by-play with color like this. Someone else will run the camera.
freaky goal, eh?
Oh yeah, totally.
Off the paddle and then just over her shoulder.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah. You coming back for the dinos later on? You coming back for the dinos later on too?
I don't know. I think it's on my goal.
Yeah, yeah. You just dispatch, right?
Everybody said maybe it's better to be outside though.
Yeah.
More outside, yeah.
Yeah. It was amazing how that storm came through, eh? It was amazing how that storm came through. It was just a wall of white.
I didn't notice, yeah.
I was up
Windy
at...
as hell. I look in the building and turn around and it's white.
Yeah. Well, I was up, I just pulled into, excuse me, Tim Hortons, and the little mall I was in, you literally watched it come over the buildings. It was a wall. I've never seen it like that before. It was just fine puff powder, just came straight over the buildings and right through you. It was amazing.
Yesterday too, I went all the way down to Nantucket.
Yeah.
Because his semis were late. It was
Yeah.
75 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy.
And then again, yeah, the clouds came in, it was black all of a sudden. It's raining. No snow.
Yeah. Yeah. What did they give you to drive?
Explorer.
That's all right then.
They gave just changing the tires.
Okay. It's not the panel vans anymore, at least. Yeah. That's sort of why this is buzzing. Hey folks, sorry, I just noticed I've been talking on mute here. Thanks for joining us here as we hit the third period. 1951, the Fire back in action here as we now look for the Fire trying to get caught up. They trail the Raiders by a score of 3-2. A quick scoring summary. We had 3 goals in the first period, 2 by the Raiders, 1 by the Fire, and then the Fire caught up in the second period at 9:58, and the Raiders went ahead at 3-2 at 15:13 of the second period with a goal from McKibben and Benko and Borbandi. So here we are, 3-2. The Raiders lead over the Fire at 19:14 of the third period. Shots 23-19. Face-off coming outside the Fire zone at 19:06. That's Clouston. The Raiders coming up with it. Clouston winning that face-off. Battle coming forward inside the Fire zone now in behind the Fire net. Raiders having a lot of possession time today in the Fire zone. Fire having to fend them off as Raiders doing a good job of putting some offensive pressure. Battle for it in the neutral zone. As back into their own zone is Abby Barbandi. She's now being chased by Sarah Geyser. Dumped the puck into the Calgary zone where Peyton Evans plays it around D to D to M&F. In between her feet though, so she wasn't able to pick that up. Fire trying to get out of the zone, couldn't do so. Sophie Lajeunesse looking to not cover it as the Raiders were changing, and a bit of miscommunication there at the Fires as they weren't able to get the clearing pass they hoped for, but now they've got it as shot on net by number 18, Ella Kitchen, goes off the left pad into the corner. Round behind the net, chasing it for the Raiders is Genesee Williams as the Fire eventually come up with it. This Madeline Noonan on the boards plays it behind the net to, again, that's Ella Kitchen. Sorry, still learning the names for this season. As Noonan leaves it for Kitchen. Kitchen tries to go to the point, mishandles the puck, and the Raiders played it to the point but not out. Stopping it at the point was Lauren Yonker. Noonan's got it on the blue, shot through traffic, eventually seeing it, but making a very nice save was number 31, Hallie Lawrence, in goal for the Raiders today at 17:37 of this third period. 24-23 shots in favor of the Raiders right now, and they also lead 3-2 over the Fire. Face off won by the Raiders. They have possession behind their net. Here comes McKenna Welby. Cross-ice pass going from Asha Cayley, not reaching its intended receiver, is going behind the Fire net. We end up with 4 players back there, and we're going to get probably a body checking penalty. Yeah, it will be against the Fire at 17:21 of the third. Calgary Fire penalty to number 3, Lauren Yonker. 2 minutes for body checking. Time of the penalty, 17:21. Yonker for body checking at 17:21. That sounds a bit more clear for the screen. Yeah, that's better. All right, the Raiders coming in the zone. They're on the power play. 1 minute, 10 seconds left in that power play. As Dylan Norrie for the Fire gets it on the boards and dumps it down ice. Foot race for it back there as Yakachuk is in there with Trotter. Trotter wins the puck battle though and gets it over to her partner. Nice up ice pass to Kaya Bormandy. Loses the puck as she goes over the blue. Gets into her feet, so that will take her offside. She beat the puck in the zone. Unfortunate for them. Nice chance though. A great stretch pass to Kaya Bormandy. as the Raiders do try and leverage that power play and try to catch the Fire short-handed. Scared me for a sec. Kai Borbandy's got the puck, just puts it back to the point. Santos has shot there from the point as a nice save there by Sophie Lajeunesse. Santos playing the puck outside the zone. Intended shot in close. I don't think her teammates knew that puck had actually left the zone. So it's not going to be an intentional offside. It'll be a face-off just outside the Fire zone at 15:46 of the third. Face-off taken by Shonovan. I keep getting her name right. I'm so sorry. It's Siobhan Sullivan. Raiders get the puck and they dump it in the zone. There's going to be icing call as unfortunately Santos not able to connect on their stretch pass within the neutral zone. Not so stretchy as they do a face-off now to the right of Haley Lawrence in the Raiders zone at 15:35. 14 seconds left in that penalty to the Fire. Fire player looking for some she's trying to wave to the bench to see if they can get the attention of the coach to know what to do when that penalty expires. Raiders now in behind the net. That's Sydney Trotter going back to get it now, looking for an egress as he got two Fire looking to cut off the passing lanes. That's Siobhan Sullivan in there to put pressure. Into the neutral zone, intercepted there by Kaylee Hassenfratz coming out of the box. This is a bit of a traffic nightmare there as the Raiders now try and get possession and they get it back into their own zone. That's Sydney Trotter. They tried to once again do a stretch intended for McKenna Welby, not able to get through though as the Fire get possession at the boards and get it back into the to the blue line but not out. Wiltshire's got it now. She's being harassed by Emma Neff. Sophie Lajeunesse gets the loose puck though, covers it because she saw Neff was going to lose that battle at 14:56 of the third period. Face-off will be to the right of Haley Lawrence. Sorry, the Fire goaltender. That's Sophie Lajeunesse. Madeline Noonan facing off against the Raiders, number 20, Isabelle Pettenchan. Pettenchan's got it now on the ring-out line. She tries to backhand it to Abby Borbandy, not able to contain it as she's being chased now by Ella Kitchen for the Fire. Jocelyn Elliott up ice. Not inside anybody's reach, unfortunately, so that will be icing for the Raiders, and they'll bring them all the way back to their zone at 14:41 of the third. Not thinking the Raiders coach will be too upset with his players' effort today. They've had a lot of good pressure in the Fire zone. The Fire have been a little more unorganized than the Raiders today, but they've been able to keep the pressure up, though, and definitely have not walked away from the game, and it's a good trait I'm seeing for this young Fire team this year again, as they, even though they're down, they don't give up the battle. Cross ice pass goes to number 15. That's Haley Eason. She loses it behind the net. Madeline Noonan back there to play it, and she got support from Kitchen. Ella Kitchen goes up the blue line, but not out. Raiders hold it in. Good job there by Jennifer Shaw, though, to chip it up ice. Unfortunately, this will be icing as she chipped it just a little bit too hard. 14:06 of the third now. So shots are 26-21 for the Raiders. Raiders lead 3-2 over the Fire. For those of you watching as much hockey as you can today, you'll probably go to the Dinos channel, the Western, the U Sport folks. Selfishly saying that for my daughter. The Dinos play this afternoon at 7 in this same arena. So that's one of the great things for the Fire girls this year. They share this arena with the Dinos, and they get to actually watch each other's games and practices at times. So they get to leverage off the strengths of both, so that the Fires can be mentored in some way by the Dinos. This is now Santos in behind her own net. She plays around to Trotter. Trotter looking for an egress, goes up ice, way outside the reach of, and not even close to Kiana McKibben. So unfortunately, that'll bring everybody back into the Raiders zone. One big difference between the AAA girls and the U Sport, even actually ACAC. When you start icing the puck at ACAC and U Sport, they don't let you change. So that's one thing the girls will need to break their habit as they transition from AAA up to college and university. Back to the point. MNF's got it. She keeps it in, plays it back into the corner. Raiders in there to battle for it. It's going to be a penalty here, though, as someone's going to the sin bin for head contact. We'll see who that is. Looks like it's going to be the Raiders this time. Hi, sorry, I had to get a headset off. 8 head contact, 13:33. Thank you. Raiders penalty to number 8, McKenna Welby. 2 minutes for head contact. Time of the penalty, 13:33. Welby for head contact at 13:33. Well, we're taking the penalty parade one step further as there's another penalty to the Raiders coming against Ingram. It's going to be a rough. Hello again. My goodness, we're busy in the box today. That's Raquel Ingram. All right, stand by. Raiders penalty to number 10, Raquel Ingram. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 13:05. Ingram for roughing at 13:05. Three penalties so far this period, 4 in the second, 1 in the first. So it's a bit of a busy game for the box today. Big thank you was, as normal, to the several parents that joined me in the box each of our games, to the camera work. Big thank you. Couldn't do it without you. And also to the parents who also take part and actually have offloaded the music responsibilities for me this year, making things a little easier to keep it all on the plate for you guys to watch and enjoy. Here we have their Fire inside the Raiders zone on their power play. Centering pass gets over to Nori. Nori unable to get the shot away as she was checked nicely by number 19, Alicia Santos, to keep that shot from happening. As the Fire find themselves back behind their own net, with Alicia Ness leaving it there for Emily Neff. 5 seconds left in that first penalty. 5-on-3 for the Fire. 30 seconds now left in the second one as they now go down to 5-on-4. Icing call against the Fire. Kind of an undisciplined activity there, unfortunately, as the Fire bringing themselves all the way back down to their own zone at 11:32 of the third period. 27 seconds remaining in that last penalty to number 10. That was, let me see here, Raquel Ingram getting that penalty for roughing. Fire in the neutral zone. Cross ice pass, Jennifer Shaw. She's got Kitchen and Noonan in the slot. Kitchen's got the backhand there, goes unable to contain the rebound. Eventually finding it was Haley Lawrence for the Raiders. Several chances there with the Fire, just not able to pull the trigger and get that puck as they had the whole top half of the net open for them. So favor smiling on Haley Lawrence as she's able to eventually find that puck and cover it up. Face-off being taken by number 22, Callie Clouston for the Raiders, and Madeline Noonan, also number 22 for the Fire. Puck back to the point and not out as the Fire keep it in the zone. Kitchen's got it to Fiala. Fiala goes over to LaPlante. Shot from the point by LaPlante. Again, big rebound. Noonan in there to pick it up. Gets the puck over to LaPlante. LaPlante, another shot from the point. Another big rebound as Haley Lawrence having a little bit of trouble containing those. As now Clouston comes the opposite way. Bounces the puck past LaPlante. This is going to be icing as the puck was released to this side of center. Another penalty being called. This time it's going to be an interference call. And we'll see who that's against. That's going to be against Sierra LaPlante again, as she takes her third penalty of the game. Hello. 10:48, number 5:45 interference. Thank you. Calgary penalty to number 25, Sierra LaPlante. 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 10:48. LaPlante for interference at 10:48.
I think I'm getting older.
The way the system is actually just you, right?
It was me this time, yeah.
You're getting younger, that's what's happening.
Maybe. Voice cracking with wear. Who knows? Maybe getting old enough. The voice is just wearing out. Here we have, that's Raiders number 9, City Benko, trying to get the puck in the zone. Doesn't quite get there. Abby Borgendy eventually does it. Kaya Borgendy shot through traffic, goes into the equipment of Peyton Evans. She gets it over the blue and out as they're fired on the penalty kill with the minute 6 left to go in that penalty. Playing it deep is Emily Straw. She chases Benko, that's actually Santos deep. Tries to pin the puck against the boards, unable to do it for very long. Kaya Borbendy, miscommunication with her teammate, gets stripped of the puck by her own teammate. As in there to play it is Megan Yakachuk, trying to keep pressure on the Raiders and thwarting their egress. A nice job there as really that puck was chipped by Megan Yakachuk, so that really wouldn't have been an icing call, but it's all perspective and where you're seeing it from. The linesman didn't see the contact from the fire, so the Raiders get brought back to their own zone with a icing call at 45 seconds left in their power play. 9:32 left in the period. 27-25 shots in favor of the Raiders. 3-2 they lead over the Fire in goals. There's Santos looking for someone to get it to. She's being watched by Dylan Norrie. Jocelyn Elliott now coming across the blue. She gains the blue line, being watched by Norrie. Norrie strips her of the puck and ties her up, but she's still, a good job by Elliott. Eventually still gets it back to the point as the Fire trying to set up their box. Bailey Fiala being knocked over by number 20, Isabella Pettinchan, in front of her own net. Shot through traffic, wild and high, as the Raiders unable to get that shot on net at 8:59 in the third. 9 seconds now left in that penalty as the Fire dump it down ice. That will do it for this power play as Dylan Norrie in deep to try and tie up the Raiders defense, Jocelyn Elliott. Good job by Siobhan Sullivan as she's in deep. Again, stressing out Isabel Pettinchan deep in the Raiders' own zone. The Fire trying desperately to get back even as now we got Sarah Geiser in there deep with support from McEwen. That's Julie McEwen. Raiders across the blue. Nice move there twice by number 8, McKenna Welby. Dumped the puck into the corner to the right of Sophie Lajeunesse for the Fire. Battle for the puck ensues in the corner, 2-on-2. A 3-on-2 actually as the Fire eventually come up with it. That's Sarah Geiser puts the puck opposite side. Lauren Yonker unable to get there in time, but eventually does win the puck battle as now McEwen's got it. She almost loses the puck over to Welby. Nice job there. Sarah Geiser centering pass intended for Sierra LaPlante, who is calling for it coming down low. Sarah Geiser's got it again now. She goes over to LaPlante, who's back on the ice. Puts it forward to Yonker. Yonker can't quite handle the pass, and Welby strips her of it and puts the puck deep in the Raiders zone. Yonker's got it now. Shot from the point. Played behind the net by the Raiders goaltender. It bounces off the boards. An alert goaltender, Haley Lawrence, decides to cover it and freeze play at 7:27 of this third period. Shots now within one. It's 27-26 for the Raiders. Just like the goals, 3-2 for the for the Raiders as well. Sierra LaPlante raising a question to the referee, who is busy explaining what's going on, as LaPlante questioning from the bench what was happening for something. We're not quite sure what the confusion is, but now we're doing the face-off. Here we go. It's Noonan against Clusen. We've seen this a number of times today, as again it's almost a tie as the puck just goes straight across the hash marks to the wingers. Shaw in deep against Elliott. Nice move by Elliott to fake her out and put the puck up the boards. LaPlante tries to strip a racing Raiders player, number 2. That's Madison Pitt, the affiliate for today. Noonan comes up with the puck in the neutral zone, ends up going back into her own zone as she's being chased by Haley Eason. Sierra LaPlante centering pass intended for Noonan goes off a Raiders player deep in their own zone, so that'll nullify any icing as Noonan goes back there to play it, puts it over to Shaw. Shaw's got Crooks, and she's got Evans at the point. Noonan's got it, can't contain it though as she's stripped of the puck. Shot through traffic, gets chipped away. Eventually coming up with it is Grace Crooks for the Fire. Leaves it there for Neff. Neff goes deep into the corner. Centering pass back intended for Crooks again, but this time Evans got it. Shot from a sharp angle. Turned to the side by the goaltender Lawrence as the players are now behind the Fire net, the Raiders net again. Peyton Evans back to her point, holds the puck in, plays it back into the corner. Nice move there by McKinley Nelson to keep the puck onside. She thought she was offside actually, and so did the Raiders bench. But the linesman behind her ruling that onside still, so the Raiders' Abby Borbandy continues to play the puck and dumps it up ice. This is going to be all the way down, so it'll be an icing call as the Raiders a little bit desperate to make a change at 5:57 left in this third period. Shots even now, 27-27, as the Fire able to get one more on net. And the scores, though, still 3-2 for the Raiders. Fire with the puck in behind the Raiders net. Raiders defense as number 12, Sydney Trotter, plays it around the corner and the boards and gets it out into the neutral zone. They're now deep into the Fire zone. I believe that's number 17, Kaya Borbandy. Centering pass intended for number 14, Kiana McKibben. Not able to connect as the Raiders now go back into the same starting corner with the captain of the Raiders playing the puck in deep. That's Kaya Borbandy now circling into the slot as the Raiders keep the puck in the corner. Is Bolger now plays it to Straw. Straw goes opposite side to Crooks. Crooks has Nelson on the blue. She gets it to her. She almost splits D. Can't get backhand shot on it. Nice save by Lawrence. As Nelson tied up behind the net by the Raiders' number 11, Genesee Williams. Crooks. That's Nori trying to get a shot. Goes off the skate. Goes over to Bailey Fiala. Tried the secondary shot. Couldn't get it through. High shot there by Nelson. Goes to the point. Held in by Hasenfratz. As the Raiders come the opposite way. Good forecheck there by Yakachuk to strip Benko of the puck. As the Raiders gain center and dump the puck in the zone and make their full changes. LaPlante has it now behind the Fire net. LaPlante looking for an egress. She's being watched by number 18, Kaylee Croson for the Raiders. Eventually getting center and dumping it in the corner, though. No icing as Elliott's back there to play it, being watched by Dylan Norrie. Sierra LaPlante playing the puck on the boards. Like literally on the boards. Gets it back on the ice surface and play keeps going as Wiltshire is stripped of the puck by Yakachuk. Eventually, Sierra LaPlante plays it up ice, but Santos has it, goes D to D over to Jocelyn Elliott. They're being watched in deep by Hasenfratz as now Santos is coming up ice trying to make her stride in as she's being watched by Julia McEwen. Santos in the corner, battling with Hasenfratz. There's going to be a penalty against the Fire now, though, as Hasenfratz probably is going to be called for a cross-check here. Yeah, that's what it's going to be at 4:08 of the third period.
Hi. Cross-check 4:08. Thank you.
Calgary penalty to number 6, Kylie Hasenfratz. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 4:08. Hasenfratz for cross-checking at 4:08. So a minute 29 seconds left in this penalty kill. For the Fire, 3:31 now left in the period, so it'll be the last 2 minutes even almost left on 5-on-5 if they can weather this storm. As going back in the Raiders zone is Sydney Trotter. Raiders trying to reorganize coming up again as Kelly Clouston comes up the far side. She's being watched by Siobhan Sullivan. Oh, the Fire getting away with a nice big hook there as the Fire forward, Lauren Yonker, pulling down her opposition. No, it looks like she won't get away with it. It's actually going to be a holding the stick, apparently. We'll see who's going. We should have got one ourselves there. We should have got a penalty. Hi. 22, holding the stick at 303. Thank you. Raiders penalty to number 22, Kelly Clouston. 2 minutes for holding the stick. Time of the penalty, 3:03. Clouston for holding the stick at 3:03. All right, so they find themselves 4-on-4, and the Fire will actually get a power play for the last minute and 5 of the after their penalties expired. Siobhan Sullivan running into Noonan. There's a bit of a cross communication there between those two players. The Fire prevents them from clearing the zone. Junker's got it now. She's being watched by Elliott. Junker content just to dump it into the neutral zone with 6 seconds left on the Fire penalty. Nice pass there. Huge save by Sophie Lajeunesse as coming in for the one-timer was Kiana McKibben, easily stepping in behind the Fire defense. Not a very comforting thing to see at 54 seconds now. The Fire on power play, 5-on-4 for the next 49 seconds. As freezing the puck is Hallie Lawrence at 1 minute 51 seconds left in this final frame of this period today.
You ready for the 1 minute, okay? I keep forgetting every time.
Face off to the left of Hallie Lawrence. The Fire win that. Emily Straw gets it back to the point to Bailey Fiala. Fiala goes D to D. Sierra LaPlante is going to shoot through traffic. Deflection there intended, like Grace Crooks got her stick on it. Couldn't get it through the defense though, as the puck goes out of play into the netting. And the face-off will be to the right of Haley Lawrence inside the Raiders zone. 37 seconds left in the power play for the Fire. 1 minute 40 seconds left in this period. 30-28 now the Fire lead in shots, and is going to be a timeout. Timeout, Calgary Fire.
It's kind of a funny thing. It's just, we don't just figure out that piece exactly 30 seconds. That's exactly a timeout.
So, both coaches trying to assemble their game plan here in their 30-second timeout. 37 seconds left in the penalty to the Raiders.
That's awesome.
Face-off won by the Raiders. As being pinned against the boards is Alicia Santos. Fire come up with it. Sierra LaPlante shot through traffic as they try to gum up and put some bodies in front of Haley Lawrence. Once again, the Fire have 2 bodies in deep as they got 6 players on the ice now. Megan Yakachuk, hot shot goes high into the equipment though of number 12, Sydney Trotter. As the Raiders try to come up with the puck, Sierra LaPlante still has it. 10 seconds left on that penalty as the Fire come in close, shot in close, puck loose in the zone. Shot through traffic. Nice move by Yakachuk to evade the check. As now the Fire, the shot by Bailey Fiala goes high and wide as the power play now ends, but the Raiders breaking up ice. Here comes number 22. That's Kaylee Clouston. Good job by McKinley Nelson to eventually strip that puck. It's coming the opposite ways. Madeline Noonan as the Fire go deep. 45 seconds left to go as the Fire desperately trying to come within to equalize. 6 players on 5, scramble in front, eventually covering the puck is Haley Lawrence as she had Dylan Norrie on her doorstep at 36.1 seconds left to go. The Fire now with 32-38 shots as they managed to generate a few shots in that last power play. Face-off will be to the right of Haley Lawrence. Face-off won by the Fire, back to Peyton Evans. Shot through traffic, wide and left. Megan Yakchuk has it now. She's working around the outside of the circle. Leaves it there for Nelson. Unfortunately, Nelson was covered immediately. Now she's got it. She's coming across top of the circle. She's looking through. Gets into the slot. Shot through wide and high, though. Unfortunately, goes wide and high right. Nelson unable to find the target with 12 seconds left to go. Jocelyn Elliott comes up ice, and she will be tripped up by Yakachuk as it's all academic now. Yakachuk goes for 2 minutes and 7 seconds left in this third period. Hi. Thank you. Calgary Fire penalty to number 12. Calgary Fire penalty to number 12, Megan Yakachuk. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 8 seconds. Yakachuk for tripping at 8 seconds. Calgary Fire would like to thank you folks for turning out today to watch our game. And we'll hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching today, folks. That was for everybody. Well, that's another one in the books.